Welcome to Inner Maelstrom. Thank you for joining me. Apologies for a bit of a delay on my upload. Whoever watched my last video know I have a couple of uploads planned. However, this week life has been lifing, retrograde has been retrograding. So we do our best. We are human after all. Alright, today let's start with a bigger reading. I have a couple of messages. I will try to put timestamps in the description box below, so you can jump to this. If you feel called to a specific message, you can jump there. But if you want, you can listen to all of them. It's gonna be covering a lot of areas and different areas of life. So we're gonna have a question that came to me for the collective, and then the guidance and the actions that need to be taken. Now let's hope, since I don't have a professional dongle right now, I hope you guys can hear me fine, and I hope the reading is able to be read. So I'm gonna start with our first card. Now, before we go into the first aspect is health. I notice I can also take a couple of breaks to write down the time. I'll do that as we need. So we're gonna start off with the first is health. And the question that came through from the collective is, my current diet workout routine right for me? That was the first question that came through. So I'm gonna do this best. Let's see. All right. So we're gonna go. Normally, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a tarot reader. I normally use oracle cards. But this time around I use, and it's also a beginner tarot set. It's like, I don't know where I got them. I think I got it somewhere gifted, and like helps. So the first initiative answer, the yes no, if it's a yes no question, initially it's a yes. So whoever's hearing this and whoever's worrying whether you're on the right path when it comes to your health, the overall energy is yes. So I'm hearing also someone is taking baby steps to restoring their health, flexibility, strength. So whatever ideas or current path that you want to go on, it's a positive. So you are doing great. Then we're gonna start off with an advice, and we have a timing, and we have self-care and immediate action. So let's start with the immediate action for now. So we have immediate action. These are cards that help you decide. I know with the lighting it's going to be a bit tougher in the candlelight, but I will read it out. So for right now, for some of us in the collective, it says go see a doctor ASAP. There might be a known issue or yet to be discovered issue that needs medical attention and healing to help alleviate or avoid the struggle for your physical body. And this is not to fearmonger or anything, but it is also, and again, here you're going to have to trust your intuition, because with today and how the health systems around the world are going, you can't trust every doctor, and you can't just go to the doctor for the sake of going to. So you're going to have to do a lot of research, look into the doctors. Also, always listen to your body and your intuition, what it's telling you. But also, if you have any issue right now, even if it's seemingly small thing, don't be afraid to go and let it check it out by professional people. They are called on this earth to study medicine for a reason. And even if in the past few years, medicine has been also undergoing a lot of negative and just dark energies, it's still one of the strongest and key components in humanity, that we are able to study our body in combination with our environment. And we have specialists that focus on how to heal and are still working hard out there to find medicine and solutions to our problems. So there is always two sides to a coin. In this case, whoever's listening here, it doesn't even, you might feel happy or you might feel fit. It's just, sometimes it's, if you've reached a certain age, you also just have to go for regular checkups. And instead of fearing the doctor or postponing, and at the end you never know, it might be something serious or something, you're living with an uncomfortable thing, an ache or a pain or chronic something, and it could be solved immediately when you just take the time to research your doctor and then take yourself there. So for some of you out there, it's important that you start to do regular checkups with your doctors. If you have good doctors, great. If you don't feel good with your current doctors, then look up new ones, research new ones, ask around, and make sure that you're staying on top of things health-wise when it comes to your health. Then we're gonna go with the riders are on the street today. So, and then we're gonna go to self-care. So, and self-care today says, oh, I'm so sorry guys, the lighting is so bad. But that's why I'm here to read it. So in self-care we have, okay, take a breather, go for a walk right now if you can safely. Listen to your favorite songs or take in the sounds and nature around you and let your guides and angels handle this. So this is also, I'm getting called to, a lot of us right now are going through stressful situations. We're working long hours, we're cooped up in offices, or even if for example you work in construction, you're working outside all the time, so you're in the full sun or weather. So for you it might be the other way around. I'm hearing you may want to just take a warm bath, cuddle in, and just give your body time to rest and feel somewhere comfortable and home without the aches and strains of the hard working day. And for some of us, it's important that we start to move our bodies. And the best way to remove negative focus and remove overthinking is by really going for a walk, reconnecting with nature. So for some of you out there, instead of hard workouts, if it's not your thing right now, you can start slow. Start slow by walking every day or every few days and just enjoying nature, and slowly start to bring your body back to a balance of movement, because we have a lot of stagnancy in our life right now, and our work is not made for movement. So it's up to us to keep up a certain balance when it comes to our physical body. All right. Then we have an advice. So this is mostly for mental and all-around advice energetically right now. Remember to claim your authority and regal demeanor today. Do not let your humbleness, kindness, or friendly energy be mistaken for weakness. Do not be gullible, and do not enable abusers and opportunists to misuse your energy or gifts. Again, especially when it comes to our journey in health, it's important that you're not gullible. There is a lot of people out there who will claim the craziest things, the most miracle medicine, the newest chemical on the market that is supposed to help you lose fat like this, all the while bypassing, first of all, there is a consequence to the decisions we make in life. There is no sugarcoating it. I am not that kind of guidance or reader, so the first and foremost thing, we need to learn to re-love our bodies as they are, but we also need to learn to take accountability on the damage that we cause our bodies. So no matter the circumstances, sometimes it's you don't have a choice, you're just mentally fried, or you're in survival mode, or you don't have food, you don't know where you're gonna get your next food, or you overindulge because it's the only comfort you have in a life otherwise full of abuse or darkness. So yes, everything has its place. But again, here it's a reminder that do not be gullible out there. You do not have to follow every fad, every trend, every diet, every this. You have a whole miraculous system, and that is your body. And it will always tell you what you need to know. It will always guide you where you need to go. But in order to do so, you have to start restoring that connection and that trust between yourself mentally and with your physical body. So baby steps is important. And also the more you stand up for yourself mentally will also translate down to your body. So the more you start to take a double look on information out there, take a double take on advice that you get, start checking up with your body with the doctor, taking baby steps to restore your health, start moving, start eating a little bit healthier every day. That is also something that is going to start rebuilding your trust and sense for your body, and it will become, with time, it will become easier and easier to not only have confidence in yourself, no matter how you look, where you're from, whatever, but it will also give you, with time, a stronger connection to your body, so you can intuitively tell if something is for you or not. And it will not come from a place of ego, so which mostly happens. You find something and you need, because there is no connection, because of the insecurity. And don't know if you've ever noticed, there are some people that, for example, when veganism started to become a big thing, so they were diehard veganists, and it went to the extreme of ostracizing others, judging others just because for their food. And that's a whole different argument, but that's the symptom of something that comes out of ego, purely for ego reasons. So you want to feel better, and you want to do so by putting others down or by attacking others. And yes, we have a society right now that needs a lot of radical changes, and these changes can only stand and can only be productive and healing to ourselves and the world if they come from a place not ego-based, not out of fear, not out of judgment, but from a place where you are centered in your true nature and you are connected with your body. So be careful out there and try to find something that is good for you. And just because something works for you does not mean it works for the other person. There are only ever, I think, in my opinion, 3 or 2 things that will always be a non-negotiable, and that is patience and discipline. So if you decide you want to change something about your current life, there is always a way, but it's gonna take patience and it's gonna take discipline. It's gonna only work if you stop comparing yourselves to others and instead really focus on your own journey. So taking walks, taking everything slow, or if you're working out hard right now, I'm hearing someone is going on a muscle building journey. That is awesome. Also, you're gonna have to go on your own pace and not compare yourself to others, and also start to listen to your body, regular checkups. So then I had a timing card and normally if there is any timing here, I just get guess watching, but that's my guide's way of telling me time is not pertinent here. The time that you have on this planet is what you're working with. So instead of rushing through, instead of putting limitations time-wise on yourself, instead take it one step at a time, but still make sure you're setting up proper milestones and goals, not just so that you don't revert back into procrastination and excuses and unhealthy behaviors like you're coming from, actually. So yeah. Exactly. I'm trying to see if I can maybe... No, I can't add light right now, so I'm gonna try and see if I can lighten it up maybe later if I'm editing. All right, then finally I have from my crow's deck another card, 2 cards I got, so Serenity and Wisdom. So Serenity says, find serenity in moments of peace and tranquility. It restores calm and inner balance. And Wisdom says, seek knowledge and experience. Wisdom comes from learning, reflection, and life's lessons. And I think it's very fitting because we need to give our bodies enough time to rest and restore. And to do so, we need to build knowledge and wisdom on nourishment, on movement, on what is our make and model, for example. So that's why it's important to make sure that you research good doctors and have a regular checkup, and make sure you start to build a wealth of knowledge and to start to configure yourself and run in an optimal, how can I say it, optimal system that is uniquely you. And you can't do that if you keep running and repeating old cycles, if you keep comparing yourself, if you keep running after fads and trends without proper research and without listening to your body. And remember that everyone who always promises a miracle most likely wants to sell something to you. So look out for that. Remember, don't be gullible, but overall it's a positive message. So whatever you're doing right now for your help, keep it up. Whether it's movement, it's your eating habits that you're changing, it's more mindfulness, more rest, whatever trajectory you're on right now is good for you. Keep it up and keep growing and building rapport with time. Don't go too extreme, too fast. And also, for some of you out there, make sure to set up an appointment with proper doctors and get yourself checked out. Nothing serious. I don't see anything serious. It feels more like just we need to start using the tools that universe has given us on this planet to help maintain our strength, because the upcoming times are going to need us to be more healthy, more strong, more fit in order to power through the changes that are coming for us in the foreseeable future and with how the world is going. So yeah, start building, start growing, start healing. And I hope this helps. That will be our health message, overall positive message. All right, that was help. Now, let's see, I'm gonna write down the time. Okay. Now we have our second card. Now let's see. So this was the love and a love reading, a love message. So we have, what is the energy and nature of this person towards me? This was more of a mixed bag, but I hear it's mostly for the singles among you. And the overall energy was also rather positive. I had the Queen of Swords, and we know Queen of Swords is a positive number, but it also a card of discernment and let me see, I can tell you here, it says here on the card, it's a beginner's card: honesty, truthful, candid, protective, independent, chatty and communicative, witty, funny, principled, fair, constructive, criticism, strong, quirky, and what do I see here? Realistic, objective, and discerning. So discernment is the main thing I'm taking away for love this time around, because right now we are also in a time where people are very desperate for connection and desperate for love. So much so that they put their wisdom and discernment aside when it comes to some messages. And love is a beautiful thing. Connection is a beautiful thing, but there are more aspects to love, not only the romantic one. And that's why, again, I'm not someone who's here to sell some kind of fairy tale, because you can only receive the love that you give yourself and that you are willing to see in yourself. I hope you understand what I mean. You can't expect to receive that fairy tale magical love, but you are willing to tolerate abuse. You are willing to tolerate neglect, and you are willing to be stuck in cycles and karmic patterns and relationships just because of some reading or because of these weird new labels, twin flame and all that. Yeah, I don't like that as well. For me, twin flame is your inner self and you. So the stronger you have a better and stronger relationship with yourself and with your inner child, the better the relationships you will have with the external aspects of yourself, with other people, with other humans, with animals, with nature. So in this case, I got a rather, how do you call it, clarifying messages. A lot actually came through. So we're gonna start with, because I feel I had 3 different types of collective energies. The first one, I don't know if you know that song. It says, it's so sad that I can't see the cards. Next time I'm gonna try and record in the daylight, or I'm gonna add a light here. So it's ooh, is she lying? Why they fucking lying? Do you know that song? Do not trust this offer or statement. Double check and fact check it. So there is a collective out there who's been in the energy of love bombing. I feel and I hear someone is love bombing, or at least giving you just enough of positive crumbs that you might mistake it for genuine connection, when in fact you need to use your discernment. You need to be discernment and give it more time, and not leap and jump into false expectations, or project your wishful thinking onto someone who is probably not really interested, or not really there for the long run, or is just maybe testing the waters and not truly in there, while you are already starting to attach and overlooking the lies and the inconsistency. So for part of the collective out there, you need to be more careful and look out for inconsistencies and the behaviors that you are receiving from whatever person is on your mind right now, that you are considering, or as a love partnership or romantic connection. Then I have the second energy. Feels like a return. We are in retrograde. It feels like an ex or past connection making a comeback and returning around. And it says, he or she is pulling you back into a karmic cycle of darkness and doom and gloom. Set an energetic boundary and start to limit physical connection as well, if there is any. So this is also an energy of an ex, or maybe I hear also a past connection that maybe never turned into something, or there were any obstacles that blocked it for whatever reason. And yes, it can be sometimes that you meet someone and you're both just not ready at that specific time, but this is not that kind of reading. This feels more like a karmic or plutonic relationship that is returning, especially now in retrograde. A lot of past energies, past connections will try to run back. And this is also always a litmus test on how much have you grown, how willing are you to still move forward and look forward to something better, even if sometimes you have the feeling that what was past, you can't get something better from that, or you might be under the misconception that you were not ready then, but now you're ready. But this is not the case. This feels more like a test on have you grown? Have you really grown? And do you really have faith and trust in your wisdom and growth as a person, man or woman, to move on from this connection and to not be lulled back in by nostalgia or the little positive things that were, and instead are you able to still have courage and self-respect to move on despite having some connection or some feelings for this person. And then I had the third group. This feels like I'm so sorry, guys. I don't think love is is very uplifting this time currently, and this one feels like a repeat of old cycles, but in a new suit. You get it? So it's like you've worked past this, but now you are still having to work through a few aspects in your thinking or in your acting or towards yourself, because you're getting the same person, the same old patterns, but in a different person. So we have here, does this feel familiar in an unstable way? Yeah, this is a reminder to reflect and clear those old beliefs and wounds to close the cycle and end these types of repeating connections. So we have here a repeat connection that is sadly not the positive kind. So if, for example, you've had experience with narcissistic abusive relationships, you might have gone out of it, but you're still emanating some form of a beacon to narcissists, or they can always smell when you're growing and healing. So maybe you're getting a new one, only this time in a different suit, or maybe different mannerisms or different manipulation tactics. So overall, right now in love, it seems the collective needs to take a step back and reflect and truly, honestly go within and see whether you are actually ready for love, and whether you are still believing and repeating old beliefs, old patterns, old relationship styles, and attracted to the same people. Are you neglecting yourselves in your relationships? Are you completely throwing out your personality, your hobbies, yourself out the window the moment you meet someone who sweet talks you, or who you think could be a possible romantic partner? So that's to keep in mind over there. So yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. It doesn't look good for love this week, and especially with retrograde. It is with caution right now. Any kind of relationship, of course, you can have positive aspects, but any kind of relationship right now, just take it slower than usual, and no exes, no takebacks. No, there's a reason you're not together. In this case, I think it's warranted from what I can feel in energies, and it feels more like a longing and stuckness in the old, just because you haven't seen anything positive in relationships right now or currently. So you might feel called to go back to the past or do a repeat. I can hear some for the plot, but trust me, no. This time around, we are now in an energetic field and pathway where the plot will cost. It will cost. Yes, you can do that, of course. It's free will for everyone. But the prices are gonna keep getting steep, and the return ROIs are not worth it. So right now you will get more out of your experience and growth energetically and spiritually when you take a step back from what you would normally jump into directly. And yes, this is not saying to be pessimistic. Again, discernment is something different than pessimism or cynicism. That's not it here, because you can still be, I am a sucker for romance. I love love, I love romance, I love being in love and everything, but yet I still see the necessity in setting proper boundaries, vetting people, taking always a step back, and taking like a few couple of breaths before you jump fully in and project, because many times we are so in a high vibrational, energetic, positive energy that we project that onto others. And if we are not careful, the person we're projecting it to does not feel the same or project the same back. It's supposed to be a two-way stream, and sometimes it's a one-way stream, but we are so blinded by this, I know that feeling, so you're not alone out there. But the moment you meet someone where you think, oh my goodness, this is an awesome person, this is a magical moment, this is just lovey-dovey and nice, and you can easily and quickly forget that you still need to take precautions, and you still need to decide on what kind of relationship this is supposed to be, and you still need to be careful who you let into your energy and your space and your mind. No? And from what I can see in the collective, I can feel that you've all been through it. And my goodness, you've all done a lot of work to dig yourself out of the trenches of toxic and abusive relationships. So don't go back in there. This is what I'm going to say. Don't jump back in there. Give yourself some time. Be more discernment. Be more protective of yourself and your energy and the little that you have gained, on the little ground you're gaining. Keep building on it and capitalizing on it, and sooner or later the right person will come along. Or if not, then at least you will have grown with yourself, because many times it's also seen as something bad if you don't have a partner or something. No, there are souls here on this planet who did not come here to have any type of romantic relationships, for example. So, and they grow within, and you need to turn that energy then inward towards yourself. So some of us are here to connect with our inner child and heal wounds of disconnect. So yeah, it's not always everything about romantic love, but in this aspect, the collective right now in love, you guys have been through the trenches. You guys, I feel, and I hear some of you are also at the verge of giving up on love entirely. So I would say, do not give up on love entirely towards yourself. Turn that love towards yourself and actually start looking at, what do I love about myself, and start building a love connection to yourself. Start taking care of yourself, cherishing yourself, rebuilding connection with your inner child. What do you love to do? How would you like your life to look like? And the more you focus on that, the more you will get out of these old roads that always lead to the same patterns, same people, same not true or authentic love. But the more you walk in your authentic and loving self, and you love yourself, you will be surprised how much you will start to spot certain patterns and mannerisms and energies in people, and you can avoid them altogether. So yeah, it's always a growing process and learning process, but hang in there, guys. Then I had two actionable cards. The first one, this feels like directed to someone who's dealing with a toxic, abusive, or narcissistic person, and it's, oh hell no. Be livid, pop off. They are trying your patience, the disrespect, put on your karmic deflection and rebound energetic shield, and nip this in the bud. Go for a walk or journal and feel all the rage and anger and let it move through you to release it fully and properly, and do not keep it in. So yeah, this is I know this is for someone dealing with a narcissist, because many times we are misguided and we think that we can show them. We can show. There's like a YouTuber woman, Dr. Ramani, I don't know if any one of you knows her, but she always gives the greatest advice, because narcissistic or abusive people seldom see the error in their ways. So whatever anger you have, whatever pain you're feeling, it's valid, and do not suppress it or hide it or whatever, but there is no point in directing it at that person right now, I hear, for now. So instead you need to work through that energy. So either go move, write down all the anger, all the pain, journal it, write it down, or maybe write a big letter and burn it to release that energy. You need to release the energy, but also know that it is valid to feel angry and sad when you experience abuse or neglect or narcissistic manipulation. That is all valid to be angry about, because no one should have to go through that. And it's not right that we are now currently in a society where these types of behaviors mostly go unpunished or unrecognized. Or many times those who experience this are the ones being gaslit to think that they are in the wrong, or they should be the bigger person. Hell no. We are done with being bigger people. As I don't encourage violence or harming others, no, but there are steps you can take. You can pull yourself away from that energy if you can. I'm hearing some of them, you're dependent on them because maybe it's your parents. I have the same experience, and as soon as I was old enough and able to move away, I went fully no contact, and was the hardest decision of my life, but also the best decision of my life. So sometimes you have to do with what you have as best as you can, and there are enough sources and help on YouTube, a lot of proper good psychologists and guidance who give you professional help on how to deal with narcissistic people. There are a lot of them on YouTube. I'm sure you can find them as well, or you can find books. Or if you have really good friendships and loving friendships, you can also rely on them to support you or help you. So yeah, you're never alone. And if all else fail, you always have yourself and your guides protecting you and watching over you. You can always talk to them and reach out to them. So yeah, whatever it is right now that has got you up in arms and that has made you angry, it's valid, but also know you have to release that energy. Do not keep it, do not suppress it, and do not carry it around with you. It will make you sick. Like, there's also been studies coming out lately showing that women tend to get sicker and develop chronic diseases because we are taught to suppress our anger. Meanwhile, men are getting stunted emotionally because they are told to suppress their emotions. So everything has a consequence, guys. So right now there is the action of release energy, release anger, and especially now in the retrograde, there are a lot of people out here aggressive and angry at the smallest thing that could be avoided. And sometimes it's part of the energies that are flowing right now, but sometimes it's also the more we keep anger or small things that anger us or cause us discomfort or pain or sadness, the more we suppress them, the more they will bubble up later in a bigger and more destructive way. So if I'm hearing someone needs to start a diary and journal every day and write down experiences and thoughts and feelings, and to keep it somewhere safe and protected from outside world, and to use it as a means of building connection to yourself and to your guides. And you will receive messages when you journal that way. That's something I'm hearing specific for someone. So yeah, stay strong out there, and those who are angry and livid right now, it's valid, but release that anger in a constructive and healing way. Also, what always helps, what keeps being forgotten, walk barefoot on the ground, on grass or sand or water. Mother Earth literally can demagnetize us from negativity. And all it takes is just walking barefoot and connecting with her. And you can walk while talking to her, you can send her love, you can go on a long walk barefoot in the forest on the grass, or sit on the grass and just talk and write out or speak the anger. Sometimes it really helps when you just speak out things, and all of a sudden the gravity and the anger starts to dissipate and you feel yourself being rebalanced by energy. And the second card, I'm gonna have to hold it also closer. Oh, it's still not readable. I'm gonna hold it closer so I can read. It says, it is time to go. This is confirmation to leave that relationship, job, home, country, city. Your journey and growth now needs to continue somewhere else. Start to set up your exit strategy and plan, and trust Source will provide you with all you need to accomplish this in a timely and smooth manner. So also confirmation again, whatever current romantic situation you're in, it is not for you. And like the card says, everything you need to leave. You need a change of scenery. You need to change either places you're working with or connections you're with, but not in a way that is going to put you in jeopardy, please, guys. So again, with the use your discernment, you need to set up proper strategy. You need to take plans and precautions. And I'm hearing also, whatever you're doing right now when it comes to leaving a relationship or changing for the better place of living or work, is something you keep to yourself until it is completed. So yeah, whatever is going on right now, just take the proper steps. Know that change is necessary. It doesn't have to be immediate, especially if you don't have the means, and especially if it's not safe. So yeah, take your time, but start planning, start to reorient and think on how you want to go about this, and start to hear and trust that voice that is guiding you to either leave a place, a job, a relationship, a connection, a city, a country, and start planning and heeding that inner voice and guidance that you're receiving. Then we have 2 timing cards this time. So the first one, I'm hearing there is a couple of events or invitations or connections that are not of romantic nature but important for your journey, whoever's listening. And I'm in the card is saying go for it. This trip, journey, invitation, event will do you good and remind you of the wonders of life and nature. It will remind you how fun it is to co-create with other souls and experience each other's unique perspectives and energies in life. And I feel this is important, especially for those who until now or mostly have dealt with inauthentic or toxic or narcissistic people. it is sometimes so refreshing when you get to meet just other souls like you out there who have been through it or who have survived it and yet come out on the other side non-toxic and non-abusive. So yeah, what there is, whoever is listening right now, if you get the opportunity to meet new people or go on an event or just I'm hearing go out for a stroll or to the cafe or to the cinema, and even if you have to go by yourself, you're going to meet people that will help restore some resemblance of a healthy and positive connection with others. And I have the next timing card is your Pantheon of Guides says, we've got your back, rest and let us handle it. Look out for red flowers in unusual placements or situations as confirmation that the issue is done and solved. So if you have, for example, I'm hearing someone is planning a move, trust that you will be guided to take the necessary steps. Red flowers in unusual places and settings will be an indicator that you are now connecting to your guide. And I always say pantheon because I know in Greek mythology you have the pantheon is the collection, the council of gods. And I like to believe that we each have our own pantheon of guides from culturally where we are from, how we grew up, and also our soul aspects, the spirit guides who decide to come and help us here on earth. So they are helping you, they are with you, and your timing symbol will be red flowers, unexpected places. And for the other aspect of the timing will be an event. You get an invitation or you feel called to go somewhere or visit something where you will meet people, and that will help you to reconnect and experience a different aspect of connection with others that is not tainted by narcissistic or abusive, toxic patterns and energies. And finally, I also have an advice card, and that is is that seeking external validation and approval you are doing there. You do know you create your reality and decide how you want to be treated, all right? Act like it. Ask yourself which wound or aspect of yourself is in need of attention right now. And is this the cause of this seeking for external validation and approval? So I'm hearing also to add to those who are going to experience an event or calling to go somewhere. If you go there seeking validation and looking out for specifically and trying to force this, that is where it's gonna fail. So you need to look out to not seek external validation on everything you do, and instead start to do things for you, but also for the sake of doing them to experience them. Not to gain validation, not to gain external validation of any kind. Give that validation to yourself, and be careful out there not to, because sometimes I remember also myself when I got some readings or messages, I would just go out and then every 2 seconds I will be looking, is that the person? Is that the person? Is that my loved person? Is that my perfect? And that's never, it's still the same baseline energy of you're looking for external validation and you're operating from a state of ego and fear and scarcity. So you need to go there to actually experience the world and others without putting any expectations on others or even on yourself for that matter. When you go, just try and experience, and sometimes that's when the most magical things happen, the most greatest experience or greatest creative experience and co-creative experience with others happen. Is just you're there because you're there, you exist, you live, you laugh, you enjoy, and that's when the magic happens. And also we have finally with the Raven, they are advising leap forward, take bold steps towards your goals. Courage opens doors to new opportunities and adventures. So overall positive ending, despite love today not being all lovey-dovey and sparkles and magic and rainbows. But at the end of the day, the collective right now is taking great strides to heal from past traumas, from old cycles, from abusive and just relationships that are not not working anymore, neither for us as a society and humanity, but also for each and every one of us as a soul. So leap forward, take that leap, whether it is to leave that ex behind, to leave those old toxic connections, to leave an old job that is toxic, whatever it is you're planning right now, take a leap forward. Do so carefully in a way that you don't put yourself in harm's way, please. And always keep in mind that you are growing, you're an amazing being, and you need to start loving yourself properly, the way Source and your guides love you so much. So remember to love yourself and take that leap towards loving yourself, because it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take the same energy you put into new connections or friendships. That's the energy and the enthusiasm and the projection you need to put on yourself right now. So focus on yourself right now. Focus on releasing, healing, alchemizing energies and anger. Journal, go to nature, and know that right now, romantically, not the right time right now. You need to heal and restore yourself first before you can even think about anything romantic. And look out those three energies. Look out for love bombing, look out for old pattern and repeat pattern of karmic connections, and look out for abusive and narcissistic people out there as well. All right, that will be love. Oh, that was a lot. So be discernful out there. I'm sure it will work out for now. Yeah. So that. Then let me take mental note for the timestamp. All right. Okay. Now we are now on to topic number 3. We have career. So, why is my career or dream currently stagnant? That is the current collective energy. All right. And we had, positively enough, 10 of cards. And I remember right off the bat, I got the message that it's not stagnant. It's just you are at a place where a lot of things have to fall into place for the next wave of fast-paced movement. So, and we also, and I'm feeling called to go differently this time, to go with the cross, because they're saying guidance. Seek guidance from mentors and trusted advisors. It provides wisdom and perspective. So right now you might feel stagnant, maybe because you are in a tunnel vision and you're only, if I hear someone, business owner, is feeling stuck because you're not selling enough or products are not going as you wish. Sometimes it can help to get an outside look, maybe someone professional or someone in your similar field of work, or to be careful here, because not everyone, especially if you're in a working environment, not every colleague will want to see you succeed. Not every family member or friend will want to see you succeed. So that's why, with a grain of salt. And with this, it's sometimes better to maybe go outside your circle of the people you know, to get like a fresh set of eyes, or someone who either is in the profession or field of coaching or helping others. But again, also there, do your research. Not everybody is a good coach, and many just want to sell you something to make a cheap buck off of you, so be careful as well. But it feels here that you're not stagnant, you're actually on the right path. And there is a lot of abundance and success coming your way, but it just feels stagnant because right now maybe there is just a bit of a waiting period. Again, it's retrograde. And also there is a bit of a waiting period because maybe there is something that still needs to click. Maybe there are some people are still being guided towards you. Sometimes it's just take a bit, because in the background the universe also has to align things for you. So overall positive message. So, and we're gonna go with action. It says, meditate now. Take a few minutes, or if you can, hours, and meditate for a bit. Breathe and calm your mind. Yes, I'm hearing here someone is definitely overthinking or overworking themselves so much that you are now going into the negative. So even if you were making a lot of good progress right now, you're blocking yourself by overworking yourself, not taking care of yourself, and going into panic mode, maybe, I'm hearing. Or also starting to doubt whether this is actually where you want to go, but it's all because right now you're exhausted and overworked. You need to take a step back. You need to rest your mind and slow that thinking. That's why meditate. If you can't sit still, sometimes meditation is just enough to go for a walk. Will always be my go-to, because that's what helps me so much, and it helps a lot of people to just go for a walk in nature, be in nature outside, and touch some trees, take barefoot walks. And you need, right now, the main thing is to calm your mind, to break that overthinking cycle and the worrying cycle, and try to return to a balance so that you don't get fatigued. Because what will happen is you might get fatigued, and then it will start to really stagnate, because you won't be able to make decisions anymore or see viable opportunities on where to move or which decisions to make, because your brain will be so tired from constantly overthinking and worrying. So that's why it's important and imperative you take some rest, and you meditate and you calm, get some peace and quiet, some rest, or do something completely different than what you're doing. If you're running a business or at work right now and you feel like it's not going anywhere, or you're starting a project right now, creative project I'm hearing, or music project, do something completely different, just to give your brain a break, your mind some break, and some time to restore some creative energy. Exactly. So then I have a self-care advice here. So do not neglect your hobbies and interests. Make time for them, even if it's just 5 minutes. They uplift and help to ground you. They are tools your soul chose to assist with alchemizing the energies you have to walk and live in while here on the physical. So yes, if I'm hearing someone hasn't knitted in a while, you need to go and knit a bit, return to some knitting projects. I also hear painting, crayons. So do something creative, do a hobby. Oh, I hear also a quad racing, funnily enough. So maybe grab your girls and boys and go out for a race. Just really to ground yourself, you need to right now do something fun that will help you or help your brain focus on something other than your work or career or project that you're trying to build for financial gain or stability right now. So, and the timing card that I got is there is still a piece of the puzzle missing here. Tread lightly and give it about 2 weeks before you commit. So here in the aspect also I'm hearing there's some decisions or business decisions that need to be made. And again, this is not ironclad, but about 2 weeks time. And within that 2 weeks, I think that it's where the advice comes. Try to balance yourself as much as possible, because whether in 2 weeks you're going to have your biggest breakthrough, or you're going to have a big decision to make, or things change, you're going to need all your mental capacity for that, whether it's positive or challenging. You're still going to have to be mentally able and capable to manage and handle it. And you can't do so when you're currently right now running on fumes mentally and you're overthinking too much. So take that rest. Try to do other things that will help you refocus and give your business muscle or work muscle a rest for a bit to restore and recuperate. Then I have on advice, I have be bold. Dare to dream and expect good things. You are manifesting good shit right now. Stay in high spirits and trust in the universe to provide in perfect timing and even better than expected. So, confirmation, we are literally, whatever the collection is working on right now, it's literally on the right track. Be positive, stay high spirits, try to give your overthinking brain and worry-wart brain a rest. And I'm hearing there was also an aspect, a bit of tough love, and that was also an advice card, and it's a really, really. And that is, I'm hearing a bit of a tough love, and I'm hearing there are few out there who are listening from the collective who have started something lucrative, are on the path of building something lucrative, but because it's not immediately from 0 to 100, that's why they are worrying or neglecting it. So that's a bit of also tough love there. There is a few out there. Most of you are already within their projects or working hard or building something or working towards education. I'm hearing education, advancing their knowledge so that they can advance in their careers or even gain more fields or more opportunities career-wise in their job fields. But there are a few select out there who are currently really sitting on a golden egg, but because the egg is not hatching immediately, they are already starting to fall into old patterns of procrastination and judgment and worry and deflection and going into this state. You know how when kids say when you lose a game as a child, you went then, I didn't want to win anyway, it was a dumb game. And you block off instead of learning from the experience that to lose sometimes it's okay, that's how you grow, that's how you learn strategy. So there is a select few out there, you actually need to do the opposite. You need to stay focused, stay on goal, and use the time to build routines and milestones and checkups that will actually help you further your business or your goal or your project right now. I'm hearing also studies. So yeah, the majority of you are already doing a lot and overthinking. So for those of you, take a rest for your brain. And a select few out there need to step up their game. They really need to get into it and to actually put in a consistent and disciplined amount of effort and time into your project, your work, your business, and look into building something not only worthwhile, but something that will outlast and that's for the long run, not for the short gratification or immediate gratification, just for the sake of saying I'm a successful business owner or I made millions overnight, you know, the marketing tricks and gimmicks they all use. So you need to concentrate on building your business. For those out there who are wondering why it's not going fast enough, some things take time. You don't plant seeds and expect them to grow into a full tree the next day. Some things take time. So for some of you, hang in there and actually put some elbow grease into it and stay consistent and disciplined. The majority of you, however, are doing that already, and you need to take some mental breaks sometimes, more often than not, and to also make sure you find something that balances you out. A hobby or something that completely has nothing to do with your work or career or project, so that you can just give your brain a break. All right, that was career. Then let's see, what do we have here? Number 4, timestamp. Okay. Number 4 is pertaining to family matters, blood related. Is their intention malicious towards me? And this, I feel, was also a bit connected to the energies of the love reading. If you haven't seen that, then go in there. Because in a lot of families, we have old patterns. We have narcissistic parents, most of us, or the generation of our parents, or with narcissistic tendencies at least, and abusive. And the card we had there was the Fool. So this was the energy of this, and the overall is like a maybe 50-50, because there are some family members out there that are malicious, or might not want the best for you. Far too many, sadly. But also sometimes it might be that we hit a point where, because of certain circumstances or what we've experienced within our family, we sometimes tend to project an overall negative energy onto our family members, or we expect too much from them, because many times we expect, since they are our family, they know us from, especially with siblings, it's many times over that energy, because you expect your sibling to be your trustee and confidant, but at the same time you also sometimes don't want them to be better, because there is this competitiveness, especially when you grew up in toxic family households with a narcissistic parent. I don't wish that on anybody, because the triangulation is a big thing, and that's why sometimes with siblings you grow up in a competition and with a lot of envy and judgment, just because that's how you were brought up to. Because the more you connect, or the more you are healthy in your relationship, then it's far harder for the narcissistic as a parent in your life to manipulate or control you, or get his narcissistic energy filled. So that's why triangulation is a big thing in toxic families and abusive families. So yeah, so in this case it's a maybe. And the Fool also has of new beginnings, spontaneity, but also carelessness, idealism, youth, foolishness, travel. So a lot of positive things, but it's also always a cautionary tale in this aspect, because we can either be we can take things too lightheartedly and end up overlooking that we do have, maybe there is a family member. I'm hearing in some collections there are family members who are hiding their intention, and it's not always good. They're sabotaging. They might be sabotaging you, they might be discouraging you, or they might be just supporting you so that you can, at the end, when you're successful or you have a bit of money, that they can take your money, for example. So it's a bit of a two-edged sword. And on the other hand, it also shows that if you might be jumping the sword, so to speak, or jumping to it, that maybe you think there is a malicious intention, when in fact it's just unhealed, uncommunicated trauma or misunderstanding that needs to be taken. You need to talk it out or take a look at it. So yes, then which also I was curious, because I also pulled a love card for relationship advice, and it says, guess what, chicken butt. So again, this is a card that says this is something that is not within the confines of collective channeling right now. It's something that you have to decide and judge on yourself. And this is what I call these cards with guess what, chicken butt is funny, but it also always a card of your intuition and free will is asked here. You can't outsource this guidance or knowledge. You have to go within, and this is something you have to trust in the unknown, but you also have to trust in yourself and intuition that you will do the right thing. So this is what was with relationships. I'm going to put it there. I had the same card, guess what, chicken, but also for advice. So there is no clear advice here, except for common sense, as always. And that you really need, it's individually to check what your current situation is, and whether this question, whether you're feeling, because sometimes this can be, I'm hearing there is two groups out there right now in the collective. One is you have already experienced something that has caused you to doubt a family member or a relative, and that nagging, this would be confirmation for you that maybe there is more to it, and you should look into it and maybe start setting up precautions to protect yourself. And as I'm hearing, assets, your own family and energy, maybe protect your spouse and children from in-laws or parents, I'm hearing. And this would be confirmation that there something ticked off your intuition to ask this question. And the other group I'm hearing, there is external energies. Maybe I'm hearing someone saw a podcast or tutorial of something, and that caused them to question the relationship they have with a family member or with their family overall. And that's why this is, again, discernment is important here. So for those two energies, for one, it's a confirmation, something you should look into the relationship you have with your family more. And for the other aspect is you should maybe be careful what external influences you are listening to. It could also be just a friend or someone who is envious of how great or how healthy the relationship with your family is and might try to put in some doubt, I'm hearing. So that because they are envious, they want that, but they can't have it, so they will try to maybe put a wedge between you and your family. So yeah. And then I'm getting action. The action advice I got was, have you eaten healthy today? Have you drunken enough water? If not, do so immediately and nourish your vessel. So it seems that for the family aspect, this is overall, I'm feeling more positive energy and connections, but it's again here, it clearly says that the focus should be on yourself right now, because whether it's from external energies that are trying to influence you or from something that's really happened or that is an energy from within your family, either way you're gonna have to take care of yourself and nourish yourself so that you can have the capacity to clearly make a decision or a proper judgment call on whatever energies are surrounding your family right now. And then I have for self-care is keep going. You are almost at the finish line. If you're feeling lost and tired, take 10 deep breaths and push on. You are not alone and never will be. I'm hearing here also there is like a mother, a single parent out there maybe. This is, I feel this is mostly also for you to just keep going, take a deep breath, rest as best you can. I know it's not easy if you're a single parent. So yeah, it seems that in the family energy right now, there is a lot of hard work and a lot of hurdles to be taken. So out there, take care of yourselves, guys out there, and one step at a time. Try to eat healthy, drink lots of water, rest out there. And then I have, I actually got 2 timing cards on this one. I'm hearing for part of the collective, when it comes to family issues and relationships, this will take up a few months, if not years. 2, move through, complete, heal, or set up. This is something for the long run. So pace yourself and take it one day at a time. Patience and discipline are of the utmost importance. So whatever the situation is currently on the energy on the familial front, it's not something that you're going to solve immediately like that. It's gonna take time, and this is what the 2 energies are showing. Because if it's something that has maybe started to resurface recently, I'm hearing, as for example, let's say you have a sibling and you've started to notice some toxic energies recently. Maybe something in the communication is off, some snide remarks, some frustrations, and you could go and say, okay, you know what, this is toxic enough, I'm going no contact. Or you could start communicating that to your sibling and try to figure out what is going on. Maybe they are experiencing something they haven't told anyone, or they're going through a rough patch, and right now the only way they know how to manage that is by lashing out at you, for example. So this is why family is it's tricky, and it's not something you do from today, from like immediately, and it might take some time to work through, especially if, for example, I'm hearing some of you are now waking up and coming into themselves and into their path and into their healing journey. And so it might take a few years to work through either trauma or just unhealthy patterns and connections and behaviors with your family or from your family. So take it slow, take your time, but most importantly, take care of yourself as well. So then I have the second timing card is, in 3 weeks' time, a manifestation is coming in. Clear and ground your mental and an energetic space. Meditate and look within if there are still any doubt, limiting beliefs, or fear left. ground yourself and make sure to be in a receptive energy and mindset. So we also have something that is coming in for a majority of you guys in about 3 weeks' time. Manifestation can be however small, however big, but it seems it's also going to be something significant enough that it might influence your family energetically or your family life. So it could be you come into some money and then the drama starts with your family, or it could be maybe I'm hearing you might have to move for a job or move cities because either I'm hearing someone's getting married, congratulations, and this could also cause some conflict with your family. So overall, family right now is just doing exactly that. It's being a family. So take it slow and reevaluate whether you're in the aspect something happened that caused you to take a pause and rethink a connection or relationship with your family member or with relatives, or if it's an external energy or situation that is causing you to maybe take a closer look or doubt something within your family. Either way, take it slow and one step at a time. Like always, I will always be a proponent, how do you say that? To be a cheerleader for taking care of yourself. Drink lots of water, hydrate, rest, and be consistent and discerning in your decisions and how you handle things. And especially when it comes to family, it's so delicate sometimes, no? So be careful there. Don't go blowing up your families because a Maelstrom told you, yay, go do some changes. No, be discerning and actually take the time to also look within yourself. Or are you projecting even something towards your family members that is not theirs to be projected onto? So I hope it's understandable. Then I have lastly, the crows here again are saying manifestation. So it seems family right now has the biggest manifestation energy. It's in turn dreams into reality through focused effort and determination. Actions create tangible results. So right now, those who were asking about family, you are getting a double confirmation of manifestations, very short time, and it's an overall positive thing. So check out, balance yourself, remember to be discerning when it comes to your relationships and connections with your families, to changes within your family energy and dynamics. And I'm hearing also to set proper boundaries if necessary, especially with new family members, or I'm hearing for those who are getting married, you're still going to have to set proper boundaries with your family, so to protect your budding relationship and budding marriages for those out there who are getting married and starting their own family. So yeah. All right, that is family. Complicated, but overall positive as well. All right. Then we are almost there. Then let's see, time for this. And now we are at our 5th chapter, and that is travel. Should I go on this trip? A lot of people traveling out there right now. It's a World Cup after all, so it seems this collective is a more positive thing. And I got the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles mainly is a card that says things coming to fruition, hard work paying off, harvest, rewards, profits, results, payouts, manifestation of ideas or goals, and nurturing, amongst others. So the travelers among you in the collective who are planning trips or traveling, it's an overall positive energy, and it seems like right now you are entering specific aligned spots in your travel. So it seems that it's coming up for you to undertake some traveling, some trips, and note that it doesn't have to be big travels. It can also just be local events that you're going to, or visiting a friend, visiting family members, and that alone is so aligned that it will bring you a new perspective or a new milestone in your life or in your soul's growth. And I'm hearing here there was also a relationship aspect here, and it's more, normally this is for love but this is for not external. I'm hearing it's more for yourself. So have the gall and courage to own up to your faults and the pain you have caused others or here. Take responsibility and accountability for your shadow aspects and toxic traits in this connection that might have led to this sad ending fight situation, and own up to it with no excuses. So I'm hearing for some of you, you're traveling because you have ended a relationship, or a friendship has ended, and you've had a big fight. And here again, it seems you have to take accountability on your part in these things. So that was on relationship aspects. It feels like a lot of that you're moving out. I'm hearing someone is moving out because it didn't work out. So yeah, whatever the consequence, what led to that moving, or to the travel, maybe, or travel back home, I'm hearing. You need to also reflect on that as a lesson, to look into yourself, take accountability, and grow from it. And don't shy away, because many times, yes, it's also warranted and it's valid to experience a period of anger and frustration and pain. But after that, there also should be a period of self-reflection and accountability towards yourself on what you did wrong and what you can do better for the future, definitely. So yeah, for some of you it's a sad travel because it's ending of a relationship or a friendship. And then I have an action that you got is your hygiene up to date? Go wash yourself, brush your teeth, and restore your body's cleanliness. A body cleaned and cared for will brave the challenges of the day with more ease. Clearly, the travel people also need to wash themselves. Just kidding. But yeah, it seems here the aspect of travel is also connected with cleanliness and taking care of your body. So especially, we know right now it's super warm. I'm in Germany and it's super warm right now. So you need to take regular showers, sometimes multiple showers a day, because of how hot and sweaty it gets. So it seems travel is also connected with being hygienic and being clean. And wherever you go, especially if you're visiting other countries, to not litter and to pick up after yourself, to clean yourself, and to overall have how do you call it? The mentality of being clean and taking care of yourself and cleaning after yourself wherever you go and wherever you stay. So yeah, that was a side note tangent I hear, because some of you out there need to wash more. Then I have for self-care, I actually got 2 self-care cards. The first one is, today is not the day to force it. Take time for you today. Sleep, eat, cry, binge a show, take the day off work. Whatever it is, stay in your energetic cocoon and give yourself the time and space to be a brat. Feel your feels and rest and heal today. I'm feeling this is for those who specifically ended a relationship and are moving or traveling because a relationship has ended. Take care of yourselves. Give yourselves that ice cream and crying and binging day or 2 that you need after such relationships, and just take care of yourself, cocoon yourself, and give yourself time to cry through it and heal it. And then know that it always seems terrible and never ending, especially when you're younger. It's always the end of the world, but the next day will come. But you have to give yourself the time to grieve it properly, grieve that ending, grieve that leaving behind. Maybe I'm hearing someone is moving back from abroad and leaving their friends behind. That's also can also be very sad, when you were abroad for a few years, you had great friends and great connections, and now you have to go back home after your studies ended, I'm hearing. So yeah, take your time, be more loving and cherish yourself more. Give yourself that time to heal and grieve that and the ending of that chapter. And the second self-care is focus on getting a good health routine going. Food, exercise, hygiene, rest. It is time to take your health serious. start to optimize your body and give it a fighting chance at life. So if you didn't listen to the health, maybe it's also tied to the health aspect. So this season, this energetic field right now is putting a lot of emphasis on health and mental rest a lot, I've noticed. And here again, you heard it, so start to take care of your body, especially if I'm hearing for those who have been traveling for work, doing hard work, or doing seasonal works that have no routine for them to restore their health or balance their health. It's especially those people who travel for work need to create routines that will help them be fitter and not lose health or not lose strength or productivity because there is a lack of routine or because their bodies are overworked or without any balance or any proper nourishment and cleaning. So yeah, wash yourselves out there, take care of yourself, start setting up healthy routines. Then I had a timing card. This upcoming new moon is important. Set up an altar for a cord cutting and cleaning ritual. It is a potent moon for breaking curses and hexes. So this is for the witchy ones among you who are already advanced in their magic. If you found me, hey, welcome. Nice to have you around. For those advanced and who are already well versed in spiritual work and spiritual protection, this new moon, keep it in mind, and especially after this retrograde, I'm gonna try and still do a collective cleansing and cord cutting ritual for the collective, so you can just tune in, focus your energy, and send all the negative energy away. I was going to do it this week, but again, life is lifing right now. It's a lot of hard things going around, and I have to take care of. So I'm again sorry for that. But yeah, it's still gonna come out. So yeah, maybe I'll try and time it with the new moon, so I can do it during the new moon. It's a little live, but no promises there. So yeah, for those well versed and who already know or have an inkling on what to do, you can also look up cord cutting and new moon rituals. Again, also there, listen to your intuition. Many times you will be guided to the proper place or the proper ritualist for that. And just do like a cord cutting, because travel is also with movement, and either you're leaving something behind, so you need to cut some cords and cleanse them, or you're moving towards something and you need to set up proper boundaries and protection so that you don't connect with the wrong energies and people and places. All right. Then we have an advice, and the crows also had an advice on, let's start with the crows. They said failure was the main message, and learn from failures as stepping stones to success. Each setback is an opportunity for growth. I'm hearing this is especially for those who have come out of a relationship right now. That a relationship, I hear also a marriage failing is not the end of the world. Learn from it. And the setback you're experiencing or the devastation you're experiencing, yes, it's valid and it's sad and devastating. But you can also look forward to a new chapter and to learning from it and growing from it and healing from it, and gaining so much wisdom, not only for yourself, but for your children, for example, for your friends that you can assist and help. And that is something that nowadays always people forget, that when you go through tough times and you manage to survive them or even overcome them successfully, you are now someone who can speak on these aspects that you've gone through, and you can help and guide others. And yes, many times there is the saying that some people have to feel it to know it, but that's not always the case. There are specifically people out there that came here to receive that advice or testament from someone who's gone through terrible things and has survived them and has the wisdom to share and the knowledge to give, and they can avoid it or even optimize then their experience to not go through the same tough times, which is something great. I never wish someone to go through the same troubles I've gone through. But I will help if someone comes to me and I notice or recognize things. I will if they want. I'm not going to force my knowledge or guidance on anybody. So if someone comes to me and asks me for proper assistance and help on a subject I've been through or known through, of course I will help them, and of course I will be able to navigate through some potholes that maybe someone who's never been through that could never see and would just go through the same experience or even worse. So yeah, for those right now who are feeling this failure right now, feeling the sadness and leaving something behind, or have lost a relationship right now and need to travel or to move, no, it's sad, and it's gonna feel devastating for a bit, but it's also going to give you wisdom and strength. Work through it, push through, and we know that the planter at the end, something that's going to bloom out of it, it's going to be so wonderful, so great. You're going to gain so much from working through it and growing and healing from it than if you stayed stuck or never did or changed anything. All right, and finally we have the advice card. So right now, walk in your masculine. So it means take action. Be vigilant, attentive to your surroundings, calm, firm, and authoritative in your set boundaries. You are treading on darker fields of old and lower vibrational energies. Project the full warrior, steadfast, protective, and fearless aspect of the masculine. So for actual travel I'm hearing here right now, so the masculine, it's always misconstrued. Like, it's not saying that you're gonna have to go out there and be whatever the image of masculinity is in the toxic media today. That's not what it's meant. You're not supposed to be out there fighting people and being all alpha and that bullshit. No, the masculine energy is actually the energy of aligned action and the focused warrior. So the masculine is, in its exalted form, attentive to its surroundings, focused on goals, always on a swivel, and also very strong and authoritative. So if you have a good eye on your surroundings and you have your boundaries, nobody's gonna mess with you because they're gonna know you're attentive, you're alert. So that is what I mean when I say the masculine. So walk in your masculine right now. For those who are actually traveling, I'm hearing, like world travelers, keep a close eye on your belongings. I'm hearing some backpackers. If you're backpacking, keep a surrounding on make sure your charger is full, your device is always connected somehow as best as you can, and that you know who you're traveling with. Notice their faces, their names, I'm hearing. So someone out there is apparently on an adventure. So yeah, in all aspects of travel, whether it's from leaving a relationship, from moving back home from abroad, or traveling towards a destination, or going on an adventure, right now the masculine energy, be attentive, set proper boundaries, be careful, and also whatever experience I'm hearing also on travels, if something goes wrong on your travels, is also part of failure. Learn from it and adapt and go from there. All right, so overall it seems that the traveling aspect, some of you are still to go on a travel with friends, I'm hearing, or some vacation on holidays. So same principle, be careful out there, take good care of yourselves, know where you are at all times, keep a good look on your belongings, again, stay clean, clean up after yourself, and yeah, enjoy your travels out there. And for those with a bit of a heartache, it's gonna be all right. You are loved. The universe is always cuddling and healing you, so take it easy, grieve properly, and know that tomorrow is a new day. All right, then. So timestamp. All right. Then we have our sixth aspect is feeling stuck. Is an external energy blocking me right now? This is also an energy I got a lot from the collective. Keep in mind it's still retrograde, so a lot of energies are coming back, and I had the first card that came out was the moon, and inherently the moon is actually it's saying no, you're not stuck, but right now, what I got from the moon, moving through the unknown and feeling stuck is currently what the energies are giving us. Not because it's supposed to trap us or be negative, but it's because it is what is currently necessary and needed for each and every one of us to move past through it. We have to walk through a period of the unknown, a period of the hidden, through some fog, if you will. And all we have is our senses, our discernment, our intuition, and our foot that we take one step at a time, and hoping and looking and feeling around to walk on solid ground as best as possible. So you're not stuck per se. It's the energies right now are cloaked because the next part that is coming is gonna need for us to be fully clear in who we are to some extent, and where we want to go and how connected we are. And it will take a period of walking through some unknown and fog and feeling stuck, but the challenge will be to still go on and to work on connecting with your inner self and working through this feeling, even if you think you are blocked or something is not going forward. Yes, and even the crows are saying confusion was the card, and confusion says clarify confusion through exploration and seeking knowledge. Clarity emerges from understanding. So go within. It might feel we might be faced with confusion right now because a lot, maybe right now our belief systems are being challenged. Maybe our some people right now are losing a lot of their religion because the contradictions are getting so strong across all boards that maybe there is now confusion. Is this actually what I want to believe in, for example? So, or you're confused by, if you haven't seen the reading before, maybe go and check out maybe family members. Maybe a relationship has changed and is causing confusion. And now you're feeling stuck because, for a second. Tip. Yes, or you're feeling stuck because now you have to rethink a relationship and you're confused whether it is what you want or not. So right now, this short period of feeling stuck and walking in the unknown is very much intended by the energy currently, and it is meant for us to refocus on ourselves and walk forward, even if it's dark, even if it's in the moon and we don't see where we are going, that we still keep going and we don't stop, and instead we walk with trust and courage, even if it seems we're dark and we don't see, or it seems like we are walking against a wall. We still have to walk until we actually touch the wall, so we can either have to climb it or turn around. So yes, then I had the advice was lose the baggage and travel light on this road. Nothing from the past can come with you on this new journey and cycle. This includes spiritual, emotional, physical, energetic baggage. So like I said, we're feeling stuck. Maybe it's because some of us are still carrying too much. Some of us are still sticking to old patterns, to old belief systems, to old relationships, to old habits. And that is what is keeping us stuck, because we can't move through the fog if we are carrying too heavy. And this is a path each and everyone has to walk alone right now. So if you're carrying too much, you're going to feel stuck. And I'm also hearing there is in fact it's not an external energy that is currently holding you back. It's now it's yourself, your own habits, your own thought patterns, your own limitations that you put on yourself, or that you've repeated for so many years. I'm hearing, or since childhood someone told you something and ever since then you've just run with it, even when it's now apparent that it's causing you problems. So there is that. And the action that I'm getting, the actionable action to take is do a 3-day water fast. I'm gonna add a caveat. If you can't do a water fast, because this is something you really need to research and be careful about. It's not for everyone, and it's also quite dangerous, especially how you break your fast. So if you decide you are courageous enough to go, please do research first. There is enough on their webs also, or I think there is a few channels here on YouTube, I don't have the name anymore, that also support you, but you can always, I always say water fast is very advanced, and but a 3-day fast is just okay. You can also do like 1 meal a day, or you make sure you eat very light meals with a lot of fiber and water for 3 days as a way to omit that. If you feel fit enough, or if you are experienced in fasting, then 3-day water fast, no problem. And this is just not, many do make the mistake of then sitting around and watching food videos all day. No, normally you're supposed to journal, you go for a walk, you write down your thoughts and feelings, and you meditate and rest with the intention of cleansing your body and mind. And what will happen, you will naturally, sometimes you will even get thoughts or guidances to go somewhere, to talk with someone, to watch something or listen to something, and you will not be focused on food at all. It's sometimes scary how much you might forget, and then already 3 days have passed and you don't even feel like eating. You're still in your mental journey of healing and connecting. So yes, but again, like I said, water fast is very advanced, and it's not something you should take lightly. So do your proper research before you decide to do that. And in this case, you can also augment it just for like 1 meal a day, lots of water, 1 full meal, and then you can try and then do that for 3 days. So you can go 1 meal a day, like light foods and fiber and water. So something light that you can manage without putting yourself into jeopardy, or especially if you have work or family to take care of, you still have to consider those things and take them into account, how much it will hinder you or cost you energy. And if you have supportive family members or friends, the better they can help you as well. But this feels more like a solo journey that you have to do for yourself. Then, okay, so do a 3-day water fast. Your body needs a reset and cleansing. Make sure to meditate and practice cleansing rituals during this time. And journal anything that comes to mind during your fast. Prepare a meal made up of fresh fruits and a mild vegetable soup to break the fast on the 3rd day. So like I said, even my guidance, I already wrote that down. So you're doing this fast with express intention of clearing this blockage, of opening up that fog for yourself, and going on this journey of finally returning back to a path that you can see clearly, at least, or you now then know which way to go. So you can't take the past luggages with you, you can't be stuck, and sometimes your body does need a reset from food. And what fasting does is also, apart from the medical aspect of it, fasting is such a radical and such a core action to take that will signal not only to your body but to your soul that all the loud energies, all the loudness, oh my goodness, how do you say it, all the chaos around you that is normally occupying you for survival, like eating, things that you do all the day, all day without even taking notice. So you cut it all out, you go completely empty, and it's like a jump start for your soul to now see, oh, the body is now being calm, the body is now being cleared and emptied, so now let's start to connect again, let's start to communicate. It's like a reset on all levels, so you can start to rebuild again and create a new connection, and give your mind also the time to rest from having to digest so much food all the time, all the day. And if you're a snacker, I'm gonna warn you, I did this for a time, helped me a lot, but it was tough. And then that's when you notice how much you actually eat in a day in junk food. And things that you shouldn't be eating, or how much it's easy that you constantly snack or eat something without even noticing. It's become such background noise. You only notice once you've decided to actually cut it out and set a proper timetable for specific foods, not everything you normally eat, and a lot of water. So yeah, that's to that. Then I had, when it came to feeling stuck, also a relationship aspect. This also feels not for external relation, but also with the relation connected with yourself. So this stuckness also comes from you hitting a ceiling when it comes to self-love and self-respect. So the guidance is, when it comes to relationships, you are worthy and deserving of love, no matter your age, appearance, situation, or origin. Give yourself grace and extend the same to others. Do not let a failed or uncertain connection make you doubt this core truth. And right now it's with how also, if you haven't seen the love and energy, you can jump up to the love reading or the love guidance. And right now the stuckness comes also from some of us reaching a limit, because we now have to look inward and bring that love and restore our self-worth and heal our inner child in order to gain the vision and strength to move past this fog of confusion and feeling stuck. So yeah, you deserve love, you are loved, you are precious, and no matter what external energies or what the media might say, it's important that you start to repeat that to yourself and stop being mean to yourself. I'm hearing someone is constantly saying mean things about themselves, even if jokingly. For sometimes you do something, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm this, and that is indirectly you are manifesting that for yourself, and you are telling that. You always have to ask us to imagine it's your inner small baby child, your inner child, and you're constantly telling him or her you're dumb. So yeah, doesn't feel so nice, does it? So yeah, now it's time to start building self-love and to start clearing those beliefs and those that lead to comparison, that lead to envy, that lead to self-loathing and abandoning yourself. And that is why you're feeling stuck on your path right now, because in order to walk clearly and to see the next path you're going to need to walk to, you're going to have a certain level of self-love, self-respect, and self-nourishment and clarity. Okay. Then I have a self-care advice, and that is go get a hot shower, followed by a decadent skincare routine, some good food, and rest. Do not feel guilty. Do not let anything from the outside disturb the sacred moment of recharging and reconnecting to yourself. If you decide to go on a fasting journey, this is also applicable to the day you break your fast. That is the day you go and rest and just take that time for yourself to, first of all, celebrate the fact that you managed such a huge feat. It's not easy, and if you pass through that, then my goodness, you truly need to take that time to celebrate yourself. And also here with feeling stuck, the overall theme today, I've noticed, is a lot of rest and taking care of yourself, because right now a lot of things are challenging us on all aspects, physically, mentally, spiritually. So yes, take a rest, start cultivating honest self-love and appreciating yourself and taking care of yourself without feeling guilt, resting without feeling guilty, without having to be productive, so that we can start to fill those batteries and move past feeling stuck. And lastly, we have a timing card this time for the timing, and it says, this upcoming full moon is important. For travel, it was the new moon. For feeling stuck is the full moon. Set up an altar for a major ritual of healing, clearing, and calling in light, and upgrades for your energetic and physical body. Work with the angel, demon, or deity assigned to that day and to you and to that time the full moon falls on. And prepare offerings and the altar accordingly. This is advice, again, for those who are well versed, for the witches amongst us and occultists who are already very well versed in setting up altar, venerating ancestors, venerating your soul, and working with the energies, with the occultic energies. The full moon, you see here the moon is shown here, but the full moon, the next full moon, I don't know, it's gonna be, I think we have an upcoming new moon and then a full moon. That will be your key to do a ritual, to call in for opening. Use the waxing moon especially, so that you can do a healing, clearing, and opening ritual to bring in the light, to bring in the guidance that is needed. And this will be for after you've done your fasting and after you've reflected on what you need to let go, what baggages you need to release, whether it be beliefs, thought patterns, habits. It can literally also be just old clothes. I'm hearing old books, old clothes, just stuff that you've been carrying along, or maybe you've collected over the years and now they are energetically just pulling you down and you don't read. I'm hearing some of us collect a lot of books. Some of them we don't read anymore. Some of them are old, or we've got some multiple versions of it. So donate, give them away, resell them, but try to lighten your load when it comes to physical possessions, but also to mental possessions. So old thought patterns, old relationships, old habits, old belief systems. We need to travel lightly. And for the occults amongst you, you know, next full moon, do the ritual for clearing and bringing in light. And for those who are going to do the fast, take on the third day, take your time to rest, take a hot shower, and just pamper yourself, take care of yourself. That because if we feel clean and safe in our bodies, that is the vessel we walk in with this wood. And if our body is not comfortable, is not taken care of, then our mind and our spirit will always have a challenging time, because we will always be forced into the survival and fear-based energies, because our physical body does not feel supported or protected or nourished. So start taking care of your bodies, guys, every one of us out there. So yes, that was feeling stuck. And now we are on our last guidance for today. Let's see, so timestamp. And the last guidance for today, I keep on backwards, but it's past luggage. What do I need to release right now? So on that aspect, it's just following the feeling stuck. So we hear that I've heard the collective had, some in the collective had a concrete question on what do I need to release right now. This is based on what is the most, how do you say, the thing that mostly needs to be released right now. So the thing that is blocking most of our of your path. And there came a lot. So there is 3 aspects there, because we had strength, we had the lovers, and we have Ace of Swords. With the strength, I got the message, especially 8 is a karmic number, and here I got the message that the first thing that needs to be released for this collective is the desire to always be strong, to always force things. That needs to be released. Some things you cannot force, no matter how hard you work or how hard you try or how hard you push through and power through. If it's feeling forced and it's costing you strength, it's costing you actual quality of life or joy, then it's time to release that being so uptight and being so forceful and forcing everything purely with power and strength. That is the first thing you need to release. For this energy, for this collective I'm hearing, you need to get in touch with your intuition and your inner world more and start to flow more to restore balance, because right now you're operating purely on the physical and the extreme energy of the physical that is heavy, that needs you to push, that needs you to work hard. Everything comes hard for you. Everything is a fight. Everything is challenging. And that is because you're clinging so hard. You see, the lion, there's always the lion, you're trying so hard to force the lion's mouth shut when it's actually supposed to be open. And you're supposed to feel and receive more than just everything with strength. Then I had the Lovers, and for this I heard it's time, in this aspect it's not meant as the Lovers as loving relationship per se, but the Lovers are also a sign of decision. And I remember feeling this distinct sense of releasing the luggage of having to decide things based on the opinions and relationships you have with others. So making decisions, but not because it's coming from your inner guidance and because you're balanced, but because you're always looking to others to help you make your decisions. That's why the lover connection, because you're always putting or making your decision dependent on an opinion of someone or a relationship you have with someone, because maybe your husband or wife, or maybe, for example, I'm hearing you want to travel, but your husband does not want to travel, so you decide to stay stuck. And this is a decision that what you know in yourself, you feel it will give you so much joy, or it would give your soul so much expansion, and yet you decide to not go on a travel journey or to not see the world because your partner or family member or spouse says, no, I don't want to. So for example, this is release codependency and walking your path, always looking for validation and influence from others on the decisions you make. And lastly, I had the Ace of Swords, and there it was telling, I felt the feeling of channeling it. It was that in this aspect, you need to trust that whatever is cut away, whatever decision universe or your life decides to, because it's a sword, it's cutting, and it also has, it's a positive one, yes, but the aces are always a sign of a higher energy, in this case either your guides or source or universe, is going to cut through some stuff in your life, and you have to release the notion that you can control whatever is going to fall away. So if there is something falling away right now in your life, and you can't seem to do anything, instead of holding on to it, forcing it with strength, you need to allow source or universe to cut it away, to cut it loose for you, so that you can actually feel the lightness, feel the guidance that is going to help you get on the next level of your growth, whether it's in business, in relationships, in knowledge, just overall life, quality or joy. And it cannot happen if you keep holding on so tight, and the universe is literally just waiting. It's holding the sword, and it's gonna guide you, and it has your best interest, and it's just waiting for you to flow, to release the relying on others or listening to everybody but yourself and source, so that it can finally cut you loose from whatever is holding you back right now. And it might be painful, it might be shocking, it might be devastating and unsettling, but it's also going to set you free from always having to struggle. It's going to set you free from always being insecure and dependent and codependent on others, and it's going to set you free from fearing what is next, and instead you're going to start walking in trust and faith and courage and calm within yourself wherever you go, and you will know no matter where life takes you, you're not alone. You will be on the path you're supposed to be on, and it will be glorious. So yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that as a child I used to love these adventures, like Treasure Planet was one of my favorites, even Peter Pan, and I always thought that at some point I started to ask myself, why aren't we as adventurous as we used to be anymore? Why aren't people just living life purely for adventure? Why aren't we going out and experiencing or just looking for adventure anymore? And it's because we gradually, with age and with circumstances, we start to lose that connection to source that gives us the impulse, the courage to actually go on adventure. Because if you know when you wake up every day that no matter what you do, you're protected, no matter what you do, you are never truly in harm's way, and no matter what you experience, you're strong enough to go through it, then you would walk through life completely differently. You wouldn't be holding on to things so tightly, and you wouldn't base so much put so much weight into others' opinions and insecurity, because they also have their own belief systems that they are working off of, and just because it's good for them, for whatever reason, does not mean it's what you're supposed to be doing. Of course, we can live in a community where we receive messages from each other and guidances and channel or even say something that might help someone else, but fundamentally those types of messages are not fear-based or based in control and abuse. So if you could walk every day knowing the source has got your back and you're gonna be okay, then we would definitely be more adventurous. We would see more of the world. We would, even in our local area, we would try and see the magic in it and do more wonderful things. So yeah. Then let's move on to the action. I'm gonna go on a tangent again. And the action here is take a trip. A different city or country is just what is needed to recharge your sense of wonder right now. As if I was saying, it's confirmation. It does not need to be expensive or elaborate. Just something new and spontaneous and far enough away from your current place of dwelling. Even a day trip will suffice. So clearly you need to break out of these old patterns and to try something that you would normally not try. No. So, for example, if you would always work, you never take a day off, maybe now is the time to take a day off and not care what your bosses might think, because you actually have still days to take off, or PTO or holidays that you haven't taken, or they regularly just go to waste because you think it's better to work hard than to rest. So yeah, take a short trip, travel, go somewhere where you see something different, or maybe instead of going to your regular cafe, try a different one, or instead going to the same restaurant, try a different one. Instead of always doing the same activity with your friends or partners, try something new that you haven't tried before. All just to help you shake up and release this control, this holding on so tight that there is no room for moving anymore. So then I also have advice. Direct advice is do a meditation with a candle ritual of your choice for more clarity on this subject. So you can also go within. If this is not enough for you and you still feel like you need more, you can always go within yourself. You can journal, you can meditate, you can look up candle rituals for clarity online. There is enough good readers and guides out there. And you can also do this for yourself. You can also go within and ask yourself, what do I need to release right now? And you can ask this for yourself, you can meditate on it, you can think on it, you can go through, because nobody knows your life more or better than you. No reader, no psychic, no whatever. At the end of the day, because of your free will, you always have the upper hand and you always have the most clarity if you are willing to look, and to look clearly, not because you want to make yourself feel better, egoic, or just to have something to go out and compare to others or put others down because you're so much better. No, none of that. Really, really, really look to yourself and ask yourself the hard questions. And if you meditate on that and you put in the intention of authentically you and truly the attention out there to gain more wisdom and knowledge and inner wisdom and inner knowing, then you will receive it, and it will be sometimes faster than you think. And sometimes you might not like the answer, because again, you have to release a lot of your old habits or maybe even comfort zones that gave you a certain amount of strength and courage because you were in a comfort zone. You might have to release those. Or you might have to maybe risk having some friendships and relationships fall away. But at the end of the day, you will gain some truth and wisdom specifically for you, and that will help you grow. And everything you lose, you will always gain back, and even better. So then, let's see. Timing a bit later. First, I want self-care. So the self-care is sometimes it's okay to be selfish and unapologetic when it comes to your wishes, dreams, and well-being. It's okay, you did good, standing up for yourself and setting a firm boundary. So when you decide to start going on this journey of releasing old things, starting to travel lightly, releasing old things, it's going to be tough. And in this case, you need to be unapologetic because you need to start heeding your soul's voice. And it's not going to be easy. You might be labeled crazy. You might find yourself temporarily walking completely alone. However, you will be reconnecting with your soul, and that is so much more powerful and so much more precious than you could ever think. So no matter what happens, don't be apologetic when it comes to your well-being, when it comes to, and I'm not talking about selfish bullshit. I'm not talking about, I'm hearing here some people who think, oh, I see someone, I'm seeing someone who has a better relationship and I haven't invested in my own, so I'm gonna leave this relationship and go and try and see if I can find. No, none of that. That's just toxic energy. That's just zero accountability. We don't do that here. So here we are accountable for our own actions. This is pertaining to you sitting down, taking a notice of all that is in your life right now. What can you change? What do you want to change? And what you don't want to change, why do you not want to change? So this is really being accountable with your life choices, with where you are at. Am I happy? If yes, what am I happy for? Am I grateful for what I have? If yes, perfect. What can I build on that? What else can I add to amplify that and maybe help create even more positive environment for others and those around me? If I am unhappy, why am I unhappy? Is there anything I can do about it? If sometimes I believe every human can do something, even if it's just a mindset that will help, because I also know some handicapped people who have such a tough loss in life, and yet they are sometimes the strongest people you ever meet and the most positive and wise people you've ever meet, because they from a long time ago learned that you are still worthy and powerful no matter what is your handicap or what you're going through in life. And if you survive it, like in one of my readings before, you can go back and check, I think it was in the travel thing, if you survive something, there is a wisdom to be gained and an inner strength and calm that is there that makes you just unshakable for a lot of the bull that is going around and a lot of the small fry manipulations and propaganda and all that. But in order to gain that, you have to release. You have to do some spring cleaning. In this case, we're already in summer, so some summer cleaning in order to gain access to this golden nugget of your soul that is just there waiting for you to finally clear the debris and finally find it, so that you can actually start to mold that gold piece into beautiful jewelry and shine and wear it and shine in the world and create a better world for everyone and for yourself. All right, then we have finally timing. So, a timing card, and it's an offer is about to be presented to you. This is a gift from your guides in the universe. Take it and enjoy. I have here 3 possible timing periods, so 3 days, 7 days, 15 days. And I'm hearing this offer that is coming in is specifically guidance that will help you understand something that you need to release, or something that you're gonna have to do, or an action, or something you're gonna have to read, something to watch or listen to that will help you gain a big aha moment that will help you on your next steps to take in life. So be open to that, and I always say don't, especially with timing cards, because a lot of things play a role. Free will can play a role, overthinking can play a role, anti-manifestation can play a role. For example, when you think negatively, you can also play a role in that, but it's a tangible period of time. So I'm hearing also it could be up to 30 days, even a month or 2. So within the foreseeable future, for this collective, there will be clarity for you. You will either get a clear knowing or understanding on where you need to go, what you need to leave behind, or you will get a clear understanding on what your next steps will have to be and how to navigate them. So keep an open heart and mind for that, but don't go forcing things. Again, forcing things is not gonna help here. Just flow with it and go within and listen more to your intuition and your heart than external validation or messages, and know that the universe will find a way. You will always be moved. You can either decide to flow with it or against it. I highly encourage you to flow with it. I've tried that a couple of times, going against it. Not a pretty picture. But yeah, okay. Then I have also, for the 3 energies that we had, wait, let me pull it back to the front. I also had 3 respective guidances from the crows. So I had, for the first card that came out, the Strength Forcing Things journey. Life is a journey filled with experiences. Cherish each moment and the lessons they bring. So instead of forcing, experience. Go on this journey and experience the journey itself. Instead of forcing outcomes, forcing goals, forcing milestones, just walk this journey and experience it. Cherish the experiences you take. And sometimes things are just there purely to be there, to be experienced, and you just sit with it, feel the joy or feel it, and then you move on. You don't necessarily have to force it or try to capture it and try to hold it like for eternity. No, some things are fleeting, and such is life, and that's the beauty of it. So enjoy the journey. Do not force things. That was the Raven's guidance there. And then for the Lover's card, I also got the Raven's guidance, loneliness. Embrace moments of loneliness with self-reflection. Be the one to reach out and connect with others. So the moment you decide to start decentering other people, whether it's friends, relationships, even guides or messages, whatever, you will always experience a certain level of loneliness. And that is okay. This is exactly where you need to walk sometimes. You need to walk for a while with yourself, with your soul, with yourself, just so you get a sense of direction. And sometimes you will get the call to reach out to people, to connect with people. It will come naturally. And sometimes people will also come to you. Again, also here, do not force it. And if you feel lonely for a bit, it's only because you're only lonely because right now you are relearning what it actually means to exist and be with yourself without external validation, without someone always talking to you, without always having someone to emotionally rebalance you or give you some form of confidence or calm, because you haven't learned to do that for yourself. So it will feel lonely, and sometimes it will feel really, really lonely. But once you work through it and you turn that loneliness inward and actually start to look in yourself for validation, for connection, it will loosen. It will become less and less and less. And sometimes that's where the saying comes, I am alone, but I am not lonely. And suddenly you will start to discover aspects of yourself. Sometimes I just sit here and I have like, I don't know, maybe it's not, I hope it's not myself sometimes, but I like discussions with myself and I laugh my ass off because it's so funny. And I always then tell myself, my goodness, you're so funny. So it can be really fun, but in order to gain this level of connection with yourself, you have to walk alone for a bit, so that you can actually tune out all the noises, all the interference from others' opinions and others' energies, obligations, societal norms, and in order to find that connection with yourself. So, and finally we have for the source, also fitting, transformation. Embrace change as a chance to grow and evolve. It's a journey toward becoming your best self. So at the end of it all, once you've released the baggage, once you've flown and trust the journey, once you've walked a bit alone, at the end of it all, there is transformation into your new self. And it's not going to be easy. And it's also, I can always say it's okay. Sometimes you will have some setbacks, or you will have some moments where you return briefly to old patterns. The key is to notice it, give it the time it needs to be worked through, and then return to your new path and journey. So embrace the transformation. We all inevitably have to go through transformation, whether we want it or not. And depending on how we decide to connect with ourselves and with source, it will be either a relatively easier and more aligned transformation, or it will be a painful one that will have to jumpstart us into the new timeline. So if you can, I would say preferably always the more easier and flowing one, but sometimes we can't help. We are humans. We like to stay set in our ways. We like to succumb to fear and disconnect and judgment. So sometimes it is necessary to be jump-started by the universe. It's not pretty, but sometimes it's necessary. Either way, trust the process. So, to sum it all up, currently, with all the energies, we are in a phase of self-reflection, taking care of ourselves, thinking through different aspects of our lives, whether it be in career or relationships, hobbies, goals, whatever it is right now that is moving you. Go inward, give yourselves time, cherish and nourish yourself, be discerning with the surroundings around you, be alert, be vigilant, but also remember to give your mind breaks by doing something that is fun. This was a long run, and it also took me long enough, and there's a lot of messages in there, so I hope if you stayed this long, thank you for staying this long. I hope you could find something helpful within the messages. I'm gonna do like a real quick cleanse so that we can close this off energetically. A little bit more. So it is cleansed, and I always ask souls to guide the collective, that those who need the messages or guidance may receive them. However, always use your own discernment, listen to your intuition, And I can always repeat, don't be gullible out there. Still use your common sense. Yeah, and thank you for sharing your energy and time with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.